positives, I don't know. I was almost done by halftime. I was so disappointed in our defense, how terrible we played the first half and not setting the tone. Then I'll look at our offense. Listen, you can't score 13 points and expect to win a game. Come on, we got to score at least this day and age in the 20s. We're averaging 19 points coming to the game. So, again, very disheartening. I would say right now we're on the pace. When you think they're going to win, they're not going to win. And then when you think, oh, they're not going to win, they're not going to beat the Jags on Thursday night. Then they go win, but you know what? They're going to go lose to the Colts. So you know what that makes you? Like 9-8, 8-9, or God forbid, then you got a clean house for sure. What if we repeat what we did last season and we go 7-10? Then everybody got to go. I mean, come on, it's the same old song and dance. You know, at least 6 coaches get fired every year in the NFL. I don't care if you're the great Bill Belichick. Now, I still think he wants to coach, but the Patriots might make a change. He might stay if he keeps, or maybe they say, you can coach, but you can't be in charge of personnel, because I still think he has enough skins on the wall. Now, Dennis Allen, I don't know if he has enough skins on the wall to be another head coach. Now, maybe defensive coordinator. Very similar to Vic Fangio, but as far as quarterback Derek Carr, yeah, but we threw for a lot of yardage, but we might as well have kept Andy Dalton. I mean, when you look bang for your buck and money value, is Derek Carr worth that much more than Andy Dalton? I'm going to leave you to be your own judge on that one. There's a lot of common sense involved there. When you're not truly a difference maker, to be able to help your team to win, especially in the red zone. Do you know, going into the Patriots game, guess who was last in the NFL in red zone offense? The Saints. I'm not going to say even the Who Dat Nation. I'm going to say the Saints were last in red zone offense, and all of a sudden it was like a mirage. We go 3 for 3. Maybe we turn the corner. Not so fast. As we were 0 for 3 today in red zone. Well, you're not going to beat anybody. You got to be able to get in the end zone. And then when you're even selling for field goals, I mean, Blake Grupe truly looked like a little boy out there. Now, I think he's poised. You miss a 50-some yarder, that's very understandable. A 29-yarder, you can never miss that. But then you look at the 49ers. They just lost to the Browns because their kicker misses a chip shot field goal. You know what you need to do? Don't put yourself in that position where the field goals mean that much. But the Texans look way better than us, especially in the first half. They were setting the tone, which was very discouraging. Now, I still think overall our defense bounced back. Like I said, they were terrible in the first half. This is outstanding. Third down defense continues to be top level. They were only 4-11, 36%. That's amongst the best in the NFL when you have that. Now, if you don't score, it doesn't matter the yards. We had 430 total yards to their 297. To have 430 yards and only score 13 points, unacceptable. I don't know. That's where we're at right now. You look, what did we rush? We ran the ball 25 times. We averaged about 3.5 yards a carry. Well, that's what it's been the whole season. So I'm not going to expect anything less. Oh, well, we had injuries on the line. Well, even when we were fresh and healthy, we still not averaging more than that. We gave up 3.9. I think we're a whole lot better in the second half. Steve, you and I was talking about why they even putting Pierce in the game. Keep giving the ball to Singletary. He averaged 5 yards a carry, right at 5 yards. He had 12 attempts, and Pierce had 13 attempts, but Pierce averaged 2.6, and Singletary was at 4.8, like I said, almost 9 yards a carry. So I didn't understand that strategy. Penalties, it didn't really cost you the game, but when you look at it, we had 7 for 83. They had only 3 for 29. I thought a big turning point in the game. I was ready to give Zach Bond a diamond in the rough. He comes up with an interception, then he gives it right back and he fumbles. You know, those little things matter. As all of a sudden we're going to be on, +1, then you give it back, then it's 0. We end up being -1 in a turnover margin for the game with an interception. I don't really even count that, but now we're still +2 for the season. When you look at it, you go 2 for 4 on field goals. We should have been 3 or 4. Now, ultimately, if you're 4 for 4, then you can win the game at the end, obviously, with a game-winning kick. But we know we had to score a touchdown, and that was not the case. When you look at it, I thought the individual that really stepped up and is very similar last week. I think we need to get him the ball more. All I know, Rashid Shaheed had 4 touches and 103 yards, total yards from scrimmage. Kamara had 26 touches and 104 yards. So that's a game ball right there, Steve. Rashid Shaheed, 4 touches, 103 yards. As far as diamond in the rough, I don't know, maybe the Saints fans that went to Houston and putting up, and they want to brag and they want to cheer for the team. You wanted to give it, like, maybe, how about Kendrick Miller? Can he compliment Alvin Kamara? Not so fast. 3 touches, 12 yards. He actually had 2 runs for -1. I mean, we like making the Texans like the steel curtain offense. I'll look at Derek Carr, 32 of 50. Listen, the game's close. You should be no way in hell you throwing 50 times a game. Even as close as the game is, and I would say 40, but then you're having to play catch up what it was. But 50 passes, no, that should be, like I always tell you, 33, 36 passes around that. There might be some examples, sample size, that you could say, well, they threw 50 passes, had a lot of success. But if you're throwing 50 times every game, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Now, Derek Carr only had that 1 interception at the end. But again, he threw for 353 yards, but it's shallow. It's shallow, 32 of 50, because you're not scoring touchdowns in the red zone. You know what I find, like at the end of the game, you don't have to score a touchdown right away. You can get yards after the catch. You know, like we throw like chunk touchdowns. Even Deuce mentioned this. It's so true. You run pick plays or routes that you hit a receiver in stride and you let him run. Make plays with their feet. All this, he got moss. All these throws now I see in college, high school, or playground, or pros. It's like, it's one-on-one coverage. Let me just toss the ball up like you're going up for alley-oop or a rebound. How about you actually run a route and get open? And then you get the yards after the catch. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, but I think I'm right with that. That all of a sudden, it's kind of, is the official going to call interference? Is he not going to call interference? I mean, that to me, the game obviously is not heading in the right direction. Be crisp running routes. Like, for instance, like Alvin Kamara, his skill set. You got like a 1st and 10, or even like, let's say incomplete. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throw him an option route coming out the backfield. It's like here to the wall right there. You hit him in stride like Drew used to do, I'm telling you, and then all of a sudden it was a 7-8 yard pass, but then he ran for 15. And you still had a timeout. You could still use the middle of the field. We had a timeout. That was very discouraging. I thought defensively, like I said, boy, I was so disappointed in the first half with our defense. They were gashing us. Now, I don't know who chewed their butt or what happened, halftime pep talk or whatever, but it was worthwhile. Demario Davis, I thought was active compared to what he was in some previous games where we always said that Demario Davis and Cam that needs to be more dominant. Well, Demario Davis was. I don't think Cam Jordan was. Cam Jordan had 2 tackles. He had 1 tackle for loss. Demario Davis, 7 total tackles, sack, 2 quarterback hurries, 2 tackles for loss, a pass defended. I thought even Lattimore got beat in that first half in one-on-one coverage. We ended up with 6 total tackles. Carl Granderson, I mean, it's not like Cam can always say, well, I'm always getting double teamed, so Carl Granderson should win. No, it's about the same, how they blocking you both of y'all. So Carl Granderson, 6 total tackles. He had a sack, quarterback hurry, and 2 tackles for a loss. And then Zach Bond comes up big interception, and then he fumbles. I mean, we want to cheer Zach Bond, make him a diamond in the rough, but that didn't happen. He ended up pass defended. But a very disheartening loss, 20-13. I don't know what y'all think. Houston, what is Houston, 500 right now? That they're like 3-3.
Right.
Okay, so what that makes you? Average. I think that's about right.
That's us too. We're 3-3.
So what are we? Average.
Yeah.
So we middle of the pack. That means you're not winning anything. All it does is frustrate your fans. You would say that right now that the Texans are trending in the right directions, and the Saints, they just now we going kind of we were up against the Patriots. Now we're going back down the mountain.